was him. I don't know if it was like that, but it was a picture of him laughing. Yeah. But who knows? All right. So, folks, we kind of ended. Um, yeah, we hadn't actually gone on the missions yet. We were just a bit. It's like the day of the gala, and while Becky and Travis will be heading to the gala. Actually, let's. Is everybody got their Audacity up? Okay. So let's sync up. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So it's the day of the gala, and Becky and Travis are going to be going to the gala itself, while Roy, Cherry, and Vandal are going to go to ATL Chem's headquarters downtown, with Jay sort of on lookout. And you guys are going in to. Rena has express shipped you this tablet, and she says, all right, all you have to do is get me into the server room, hook this tablet up to one of the computers in there, and I should be able to do the rest. So that's your mission there, and you know of the cleaning company that goes there every night. You know that because of the gala, like, and because it's at night, nobody's going to be at the actual building because sorry, nobody except the cleaners are going to be at the building, with the exception of possibly like a few security guards, but you're not sure. So you know that your plan is to intercept the cleaners before they get to the building. Jay is going to put a mental whammy on them, and they are going to give you their uniforms and their security badges, which will permit you entry into the building and presumably every room inside, because, I mean, they're cleaners, and it's not like they can just afford to let certain rooms be not clean. At least we think so. And then Becky's objective by going to the gala is to talk to her dad and secure the services of the family lawyer to help Trevor McNamara get out of prison without raising his suspicion or ire. Her father's, not Trevor's. I assume that, like, Trevor would not have any ire after getting out of prison. Yeah. Yeah. So, am I forgetting anything, you guys? Okay, so we'll open up in Roy's cabin. Let's say it's after sunset, so Jay can be there. And let's see, I guess Travis will have arrived at this point. Let's put him in there. One sec, guys. Come in. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Bring me back a soda. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. That's fine. What do you do? My apologies. Okay. Just finding Travis's token. There we go. Sorry. Okay, I'll let you know. Okay, so Travis arrives. He is looking completely healed up now. And as he walks through, okay, you know what? Should I knock or can we skip to the point where? All right, cool. So he comes into the kitchen and he yeah, he even Travis laughs at that and was like, I fucking love that movie. Okay. It's not a giant mechanical hand? No. Okay. Oh, of course. Ah! You've ruined my shooting hand. Oh, but I love that movie. So he comes in and he gets a look at Jay for the first time, and he sort of pauses in his greeting, and he nods at Jay. He says, "Hey," and he lifts up a dry cleaning bag with a tux in it. He says, "I guess we're going dancing." He's looking for Becky. Guess we're going dancing. Well, do my best. Travis goes to get changed in the bathroom. Nah, he's. I mean, if you think it'll help. No. Near it. So Travis is, pretty quiet. Just he's waiting for Becky to sort of give him his marching papers because he knows she's calling points on their mission. However, Jay pipes up and says, "Are we all clear on what we're doing at the ATL Chem building tonight?" Yeah.
in the blanks of that slot. Those were different. That makes sense. Okay. Level maths, thanks Roy for the copy, and then starts going through the figures. Trying to commit as much as possible to memory. That's the same that I'm in with over shoulder thing. The same. Actually, now that I think about it, Brian, if you'd like, I can roll, make a research roll to see how much I'm actually able to commit to memory. That's cool.
Yeah, man. It would be intelligence research, and what are we doing? Simple memorization, and you've got like it's sunset, but it's February, so sun probably goes to. I'm just trying. Okay, so let's say that you guys, it's like 6:30 now. And let's say you guys will be going on this little thing at 8. So you've got an hour and a half to memorize this. So yeah, call it difficulty 6. Intelligence research difficulty 6. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, you're you commit to memory the blueprint and where the if not the exact rooms, then you know the shape of the rooms. And while you're communicating with Rena, she should be able to provide you with information. Okay, so there will be direct contact with her, and she'll be wanting us to do this as much as she can. If you, well, she won't like know the labels on any rooms, but if you guys have an objective, like you need to get to the server room or you need to get to the lab, then you can probably make inferences as to what shape the server room would be or what shape the lab would be. And they're like, oh, that's probably this room. Yeah, actually, go ahead and make a intelligence exposure roll, but exposure's not in the thing. So just roll. What's your intelligence? I want to say it's 3. Okay.
You could probably make the case for like it's a retroactive intelligence investigation roll to see like if she paid enough attention back in when she was there to notice the layout.
Honestly, her exposure score is probably higher than her investigation score, if I'm not quite mistaken. Thanks, Jet. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. So go ahead and just roll 6 dice, difficulty 6. Difficulty 7, because you haven't been there in a long time.
It's intelligence exposure?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're going to do intelligence, that's your first step, and then leave the second step blank, and put your exposure as bonus step.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah, you have to select at least one thing off the list, but the second one I think you can make one.
Okay.
La la la, la la la. Here's the server room, I think.
Yeah, so you remember where the server room is, but that's about it. Yes. Mariah called someone a giant gaping dickhole, and I'm like, urethra. And I was like, urethra sounds like the thing that you yell when you have a genius moment and you think of the next $1 million sex toy idea. Yeah.
I'm thinking of how to actually like get the cleaners. Because like they're going to be gone and we're going to stop them somehow. And you know, they might have some sort of communication back there, whatever. So the thought is to basically like set up a fake traffic accident, like have us out. Yeah. Like don't open bed inside. Don't open inside. Don't open inside. Yeah. Like yeah, like drive out and maybe like set it up just so it looks like you know the rest of us hit one of us and like flag them down like oh my god you gotta help us and that's when Jay drives them. Because like that might be urgent enough that they're not going to call it in if they do cross with them before they know what's going on and because like if I don't know if they talk about them off the road that's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, so,
It sounds like a good idea to me.
I'm just going to step up and say well what do that's a great idea about the simplicities. One of us. My dad told me not to start. I kind of put this thumb over the shoulder. People like it. People drive fast.
Travis raises his hand and says, I don't think it should be such a hard thing to do to you don't have to like wreck your vehicles or anything. You just have to have one right up against the other so it looks like there was a collision. And then you have this one, and he points to Cherry. You have this one like walk out and hold her side or her abdomen or something and just start screaming in pain. That'll get their attention. That'll get them to stop and pull over. And I think that's my 2 cents, Travis says. And then you have a flat tire, which, you know.
One vehicle with like somebody laying in front of it in the road, and then a couple of other people like in the road driving people down. And like just kind of making the point like we don't need it to be two vehicles and like collided, like it can just be the one car.
Travis nods in understanding. Did someone? Okay. Yep. So, guys, we'll be sort of splitting the party now, and I'll be devoting some time to myself and Becky's mission, and some time to your mission at ATL Chem. Sure. Jamie, when's the next time you have to help your mom with something?
10 o'clock.
Okay. So why don't we start with them? Yeah. Cool. I hadn't really. We're not going to do a map for the, you know. Sorry, man. I just don't. Yeah, I don't have anything prepared for that. We'll have a conversation about that later. Not like I'm honestly just fascinated by. Yeah. Okay, so you guys, Rena explains the route that the cleaners normally take, and you guys find yourselves at that intersection.
Okay, so I mean, probably the easiest thing is to just have JB, like one of the passengers, um, and we'll sprawl out the riders if we can get. And since presuming we took the half out, of course, then we'll just pretend to be the driver. Yeah. And he's gonna commit to, like, out of his knees, and so it's like, but there's definitely gonna be, looking go acting very distraught. Yeah. I guess I can make a parents subterfuge roll, maybe. Pretend to be.
That'll work. Yeah. Give it a. Yeah, everybody give me either a appearance performance roll or a wits performance roll or no. You guys give me a wits performance or a wits subterfuge, and Jamie give me an appearance subterfuge or an appearance performance, whichever's higher. Yeah. And everybody, difficulty 7 for each roll, whichever is higher for you. It is. I agree. Yeah. Okay. So the cleaning van approaches. And they've got, they've got some company logo, like corporate cleaners or whatever. Yes. Yeah. So they are stopped, and the driver leans out the driver's side window to see what's going on. He's within earshot. He can definitely see you guys.
It's probably Harry's off, right? Because Randall's pretending to be over Ryan like that. Harry's probably point. Randall's actually kind of overdoing it a little bit. He is actually on his knees right by Roy. No. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, for some reason nobody figures out the whole background explodes. As the vector rolls to stop character, like, one thing that's trying to bring everyone choosing to anchor runs out to the closest side, which I presume is the passenger side. And just kind of like tries to like bang on the window to kind of roll it down. Just for all the rest. Oh my god, help, we need some help. Please, somebody, we need some help. And just trying to get them out of the van.
The one lady in the passenger side looks at you very frightened, and then begins speaking to the guy on the driver's side, and it becomes apparent very quickly she's not speaking English. They're Asian. They're Asian, actually. So the one guy in sort of broken English says, "What happened?" Okay. I call 911. So he gets out his phone and just sort of like wrapped up in the moment he gets out of the car and like he starts looking at like the intersection and then he goes around to see the damage, and he sees Roy like laying there, and his eyes go wide. He says, "Oh," and he starts dialing. And just at that moment, uh, Jay comes. At you guys don't even see him move. He's just like, and he's there, standing in front of the guy, and he puts his hand over the guy's phone, and the guy's gaze shifts up to meet Jay's gaze, and Jay says, "Call the other people in your van over here." And guy, the guy is, if you can see it, his pupils kind of dilate, and his posture goes a little bit limp and relaxed. And he says something in a language you don't recognize. And at first, nothing happens. And then louder, he repeats what he just said. And then very slowly, the other doors begin to open. And then three other people get out of the van and start walking over, kind of nervously. They're not sure like what's going on. And then they get within, hang on, we can roll here. Okay. They get within, they get within, they go up to the guy that was, about to call 911. And then all of a sudden, Jay steps out in front of them, and he says something to which they don't quite understand what he's saying. And then, thankfully, he um, says something in their language, and then their eyes sort of dilate just like the lead gentleman's, and they all kind of go limp. And he says a couple more things to them, but it's very um like it seems like he's having trouble finding the words, and one of them actually starts to shake it off. And then but Jay, quickly thinking, talks to the guy who can understand English, and tells him to say something to her. And then the lead guy says something to the lady who's starting to come out of it a little bit. And then she doesn't quite understand what's going on, but she knows enough to just like, it's probably best to just go with whatever's happening right now. And the all the people take their shirts off in the middle of the street and hand them to you along with their security badges. And yeah. and then they uh Jay's like, guys, give them your shirts. I told I told them to go to a TGI Fridays, and they're not going to be able to be served if they walk in topless. So cool. All right, you guys switch shirts.
Do these shirts have name tags sewn into them?
No. No.
I had a bite of a female shirt. It's very tight. the point where other people might be embarrassed and uncomfortable by Crandall actually seems to be a bit more comfortable in the fact that that's all time. Just imagine like Yorkshire is wearing this huge shirt that's like oversized. Yeah, it's like wearing dad shirt, right? And then people send down and then the side into it is like Brutus or something. Yeah.
Which is a very strange name in Thailand, but okay. Yeah. No. They do not. They just have ATL Chem written on them. Yeah. So they start wandering off in the direction of a TGI Fridays, and they have also the lead guy. Actually, it turns out he left the keys in the ignition. Yeah, and Jay's like, they probably have cleaning equipment and stuff, and I say we take their van. It's probably safer all around.
Andy looks at the van and then in his car says, okay, I'm gonna follow behind for a little bit and then I'll park around the block or something. That's what I call when I went in and just said, and motions for like Jay to follow the car. I don't know, like, he bumps the doors and goes his forehead. So I was protected.
He grabs the keys from you, Vandal, and says, "She won't get a scratch," in his best Lando Calrissian voice. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jay. Basically. No, just let me do one thing real quick.
I think, yeah, so I think they're keeping Rita updated
Uh-huh.
on like the progress of stuff, and I feel like even though she's probably not like thinking live, like on the phone, watching through phone camera or something, like I feel like she's still kind of coordinating some of the stuff because we've given her heads up and she's doing, like when we plug the thing in, she'll need to access it or that. So like I feel like she's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But should be messaging with you back and forth on the time itself. Yeah. But why is sending it? You said this version of Internet has got messages, right?
Yes.
So they're doing it back and forth through that because I have to imagine that there's protection in there that would protect us from if someone there in security is like, let me see what's on.
It's the and I've gone over this with Mariah once or twice, but when a normal person tries to read anything on HunterNet, it just comes off as like scribbles and chicken scratches. The glyphs, yeah, yeah. They found a way to encode the word. How? Oh. Okay. That's probably closer to the truth. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much.
I imagine like they're funneling this stuff between each team through.
Yeah.
It puts that over and it's like,
Okay.
and then gives him the mission and tosses him the Vandal because Vandal has to give up his keys. And there you go. What finger guns? I have the finger gun. Oh, totally, yeah. But like, because Roy's ex-military, it's like completely accurate how you would hold. Like, even gets things done for him. 6 has had troubles and most of the buildings. Anyway, Karen up in the back seat. Yeah, right this way.
Okay. Jay gets. So,
Before we got there, Vanna's going to come and try and say, I'm not the best with people, so security tax laws and stuff, I'm going to leave that up to me. I've noticed your lack of people skills. I think that is, and we're just kind of shrugged that issue. Your thanks, buddy. But that's the I guess we'll check through the van just to see if there's anything pertinent, like if they get like a checklist or if there's like a, I don't know, a layout or something, like just whether it's, if these guys are given everything they need before they leave, or if they're like, hey, here's our orders, or or if they've got something that they give to security. Just so whatever they're, yeah, like an invoice, or like, I don't know how this works. And like, we're not able, so like, he's trying to see if there's any clues about this process that might help them.
There are not. You basically have in the van, you have this, aside from the seating, you have a couple of rolling carts with garbage, like giant garbage disposal things that's meant to dispose of many small waste paper baskets. Each of those carts has a bunch of cleaning supplies on them, and restocking things like can liners and toilet paper and stuff. Yeah, that's it. There's no. Go ahead. Go ahead. There are not. No hats. There are head to toe frog suits though, and breathing masks. So no, just make a single D10 roll. Yep. You find a few. You find like 4. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It might be a little weird if we just follow up with masks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I went to try to get a check in. Very much actually, like, you put some on about how to do it around his neck, it doesn't actually cover all of us, so, what's the total of it? I will also pick up one.
Okay. Anything else? So Rena shows you via maps how to get to the back entrance of the building, where it is less likely they are going to run into anybody, if anybody's even there. Are you guys ready to go in?
I mean, I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
I mean, aside from, don't have your wallet and stuff on you. One normally carries like a concealed pistol, and he's not now, so that'll be weird. Yeah, that all leaves like his wallet and stuff in the van. Or not if he takes his ID out of his wallet and sticks it in his sack. And he did bring a hat with him, one of those small water bugs. This has to knock anyone unconscious. I don't know what any of that. I don't know if it's happened. So I've got a messenger bag he usually keeps some stuff in. And he kind of like looks to everybody else and then looks to one of the carts. And kind of is like obviously debating whether or not the stash was found in one of the carts. Or whether that would be too much. Kind of looks to everybody else as well. Well, like just the big open carts, like 2-tier carts, you have doors on them. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're. It's like, okay, so imagine like a cart with railing around the border, and like you've got the little thing where it's got like handholds for you to push, and then extending from that are these like railings that you can basically hook the spray bottles onto. And then there's sort of I guess there's a cabinet underneath all that has like your restock stuff, like your paper towels and your toilet paper and your can liners. And then in front of that cabinet is the giant thing where you just like dump all the garbage into. Does that make sense? Whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. So definitely something that we could hide a messenger bag on.
Yes, you can hide the messenger bag, and maybe a couple of other small items in the cabinet thing.
Okay.
Oh, are you putting your token in there? I'm sorry, I already put your token. Do you not see your token in there? Okay. Give me a second. 1 second.
If somebody's like, "Hey, show me underwear," I can open the cabinet and show them without the messenger bag being in the like rummage in there behind them.
That's fine. Do you guys? Can you see now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool.
And also feeling like an idiot, and it does take his ID card out of the sack, puts it back in the wallet, and then puts it in the messenger bag, and just kind of shakes his head a little bit. Stupid.
Okay. You guys are free to proceed. Rena says, like, all right, you guys want the it looks like if you go straight ahead, you're eventually going to end up in there's a back room that has 2 different staircases. You want the staircase on the right. Okay.
She said at the intersection to the right is where the staircase is going to be.
Rena's not responding now.
Okay. Because like I just as I was moving my token, like I didn't misheard you about where I should be looking.
That's a shame because the Wi-Fi doesn't appear to be picking up right now, and also you don't have the password. Go ahead and roll a wits research, difficulty 6, Dan.
I mean, you did say in memory.
Okay, then you're right. You want to go straight ahead. Mm-hmm.
And he stops at the intersection and then waits for the others. And proceeds. And he's like,
That's no. I meant straight ahead, like north. Yes. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Um. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Actually, wait a second. One. Hang on.
Like a snake getting its own tail. So as they're walking, what kind of suspiciously keeping his eye out for cameras? Like if they're like super hidden, he's not gonna be able to. Like normal security cameras are usually that little bulb or something hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah. Roll. Perception alertness difficulty 6.
What question of crap? Why did we pick this thing? I mean, I assume there's a way to get it down.
There's the there. Yeah. There's there's an elevator nearby. Okay. Do you guys all see within your little bubble now?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. 1 moment. Oh, it's here. Okay, so from studying the blueprint, you're gonna want to proceed west from that intersection, and then you're gonna get to a hub, and from that hub you want to go north.
Okay, so on the map there.
Mm-hmm. No. East from that intersection.
You mean
Left. Go left from there. Did I say east? I meant to say west. I'm so sorry. Go left. Yeah. I thought I said west at first, and then yeah. Okay. Right.
The way as I'm like coming down the hall, the way I see the security guard like from further away. Wait, there's a yellow flag.
When did you first see him? Like, put your token where you were when you first saw him.
I think he was one square away.
Yeah, he was like here. Okay.
And
Yeah.
I did see him that I was like, last night.
Okay.
Like I had to cardboard box and hide it. Then the wedge, and just goes to try to guard one of those, like, panels going kind of like nose in the top kind of noise.
Roll wits performance diff 6. Yeah, yeah. He completely like he nods. Yeah. Yeah. He nods and starts walking past you. So from here you want to go north. Okay, as you enter the room, you see a bunch of terminals and you see like big server walls. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to find something that. That's the. Don't worry, there's nothing past that. It's yeah. Yeah. They're just open. I mean, they are doors. They're glass doors. Yeah.
In front of the door,
Uh-huh.
as I thought that Sherry and Randall can get out their tablet from their side, inside the room,
Mm-hmm.
and then he grabs like cleaner and stuff, and starts spraying stuff down it and like acting the part that they're supposed to be doing. And if anybody comes by, if I can catch that like he sprays the glass door to obscure what's going on inside, like it would just be like plastic glass, but it might keep them from seeing exactly what's happening.
Good plan. Great minds. So if the guard happens to come back, it's going to be +2 to your stealth rolls on, or rather, -2 difficulty to your stealth rolls if you're inside. Yeah.
So we got instructions how to use this thing, or is it just a plug and play kind of thing?
So yeah, Rena's instructions are uh, to plug in the tablet and try to tuck it, try to plug it in. She says to like maybe the back tower just in case, one of those ports, and then try to. I mean, just in case you are forced to make a run for it, she might still be able to pull some vital stuff without anybody noticing if you slide uh, the tablet like in between the tower and the outside of its casing cabinet, if that makes sense.
It's not so complicated that do you need us for lab or computer or technology, or is it literally just plugging in USB?
It's literally just plugging in USB. Like this is the kind of thing that's so complicated that like Rena would have to. Yeah. However, if you Rena did say like if you think you have a shot at like guessing the password or cracking the thing, then I will let you guys make a computer roll and it will save Rena time.
So what would it be considered?
Intelligence computer. Difficulty 8.
I just need to start putting XP enough so I got 1 point and every point so I don't get those negatives otherwise. You're gonna find the equivalent of the D&D jack of all trades. Yeah. Yeah. I can make any roll. I might suck at it, but I can try. It must be a good idea. It should right at the end. And I'm sorry, so difficulty 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So not only do you get in, and Rena, you plug in the tablet, and Rena is able to like get in there. Rena actually opens up a messenger client with you, and says, "Hey, stay here for just a sec, because I want to see if like there's anything you can do." And she starts you see, she gives you some instructions to speed up a general download. Well, I guess from your case it would be an upload, but whatever. Sorry. So you do that, and then a couple minutes go by, and guards coming back.
So as soon as Roy sees the guard, he does this typing, but as he's doing this typing, he just knocks twice on the grass.
Yeah. So Cherry and Vandal, give me Dex, or give me Wits Stealth Diff 4. Yeah. Yeah. And the card goes back. Yep.
Hack the system to inform the security with camera motion swap process to be enough for the control.
So, guys, this is you've actually unlocked kind of an interesting thing, like thanks to Cherry's wild success in hacking here. But there was one thing that I kind of forgot. It's a minor detail, so I'm kind of making up for it. Rena did ask you to bring a sample of Kiss with you, so I'm just going to say that was in your messenger bag as well as the tablet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Serena says, "Hey, look, I don't want you to." She says this over the messenger client to Cherry, and she says, I don't want you guys to, push your luck if you think things are kind of dicey in there. But would actually really help if you made 2 more stops on your way out. One is to the chromatography room, which is where, I mean, this place is a chemical plant. That is where they basically analyze chemical compounds to see what's in them. And if you feed the sample of Kiss in the chromatographer, then we'll be able to figure out what they added to it. And then if you can get me into the storage space, no, wait a minute, hang on. Yeah, if you can get me into the shipping area, then I should be able to figure out not only what's in Kiss, what the other compound besides vampire blood is in Kiss, but I should be able to figure out where it's being shipped. Because somehow I doubt they've got vampire bodies on premises where you guys are right now. So Kiss has to be being manufactured somewhere else. But the key ingredient comes from this place. I just need to figure out what it is, and we need the chromatographer to do that. But if it's too hot in there, you don't have to go on this. This is a little side mission. But
That's not shouldn't be a problem. Gonna check with the boys. And then proceeds to relay some message knowing, oh well, Randall's gonna want to do that. But she kind of says it not so much as a question, but like, hey, we should probably go do this too. She says at the Randall, he definitely nods, and then, trying to think, I'm sure that, Randall and Roy have developed, like, a military style hand gestures to, communicate certain things very briefly.
Roy kind of has to because of, yeah.
Randall through the window, nonverbal communicates more like, more stuff to do. Two fingers up and spinning finger and brush up both shoulders and the bottom of the crotch.
We get it, Dan.
Right gives him like a very brief, like, use the book to definitely just screwed up all the things. But I think fix it up. We can go to time back up. That's one of those moments like, we spent so much time learning this. And my first part, like, yeah, not for the last 5 words, so he just gets like a subtle nod back and starts kind of moving the card around as if the guard is watching or someone's watching the cameras, as if he's taking a look. They're basically done here and they're going to move on to the next thing. Once that part was done, I'm sorry, the message is back to Rena and it says we're on it. So are we done in the front?
Wait, so what does Roy motion to the guard?
He doesn't like get the guard's attention typing, but
Uh-huh.
it's like he's like moving the card away and like finishing up to kind of get to make it so that they don't just walk out and immediately go to the next thing.
Uh-huh.
So he's trying to give the impression like we're finishing up at this room and we're going to move on to the next.
Gotcha. Yeah, the guard is just kind of like into his own thing, right? He's definitely like looking at his phone.
He's like playing Hearthstone.
Basically. So, go ahead. Sure. We can now switch over to me and Kendra. Cool. Cool. Kendra, do you want to jump right into it, or do you want to also take a bio break?
It's up to you, man. I feel like it's a lot easier for you to with that system to go sideways, so like offline. So once there's something you specifically need out of Travis and Becky's side venture to continue back, so I'm not gonna like let them play that out. I want you to be schedule is a lot better than mine.
Oh, I hadn't
Like,
actually.
no matter what that's up to right now.
God, I hadn't
Like,
even.
I have dinner with my parents on Thursday, but like after that on Thursday, I can spend an hour just knocking their stuff out. This is like committing to like a 3-4 hour like trip with everybody.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, so I mean, I know like I'm just gonna have to put on, so I'm completely down to wanna
Well, tell you what. I'll tell you what. Let's focus on getting their thing done, and if there's time afterward, we'll just knock out our thing. We still got about 2 hours left. Cool. But no, I don't want you to give you the impression the gala is just going to be like, Daddy, can I have a lawyer? Yeah, sure. If you just never darken my doorstep again. Thanks. Bye. I'm. I, if Mariah, if Cherry begins, if Cherry starts stripping, then I am going to start next season with her leg gets blown off and replaced with an M16. It would. Oh my god. All of that is. Oh my god. It is. It's very good, and it's also very. Dude, if I had the money, maybe, but I don't get much out of strip clubs, frankly. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm more about going to voodoo shops and taking pictures of creepy places this time around. It isn't that I don't want to hang with you. It's just that, like, the strip club does nothing for me except rob me of money. My whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, there's a plethora of reasons why we need feminism. Yes. Yep. On the other hand, I can go to r/sex cells and have a very entertaining evening for the same amount of money. Yeah, you can get like a pretty decent sexting session for somewhere between $40 and $60. You have to do some research to get really good ones, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, I mean, we all have different definitions of the word. Oh yeah, man. There's a subreddit for everything. But yeah, it started out with like just surfing around on Gone Wild, and then a lot of these girls will like cross post between there and a bunch of the X-rated subreddits. But yeah, Dan, we all have different definitions of the word professional, but for the most part, these girls know what they're doing. Let's put it that way. It is pretty cool. They're girls. They do like live vids. It's kind of like Snapchat, I guess. I mean, sweet Jesus. I mean, yeah. I mean, my whole thing would be like, why would you ever tell me this isn't really meat? I can't believe it's not pussy. Urethra. That's my $1 million. That's my $1 million sex toy idea. It's a pocket masturbator, and the name will be I can't believe it's not pussy. I urethra, urethra, we all. I feel I feel like the joke urethra Franklin must have been made many years before now. I have got an STD. Find out what it does to me. Kendra, I'm sorry. You're right. This game is way too serious. I don't let anybody have fun ever. Fuck you, out of my way. This is all organic. Are you on the college quad behind a table and a sign that says "Change my mind"? I don't actually remember what the original thing that guy said, like what we were supposed to change his mind about. I'm curious. I'm just curious at this point. So Dan, I saw that you were talking with Chris about Thorns. Do you want to on Thursday? Do you want to just get in a Skype chat with him and what do you want to do exactly? Do you want to say like we're taking a hiatus from Thorns, or do you want to actually in detail? I hesitate to in detail, tell him our. I don't want him to think we have this laundry list of complaints. I mean, we do, but I want to express that in a very polite way. Okay. Cool. I understand that, and we'll get back to the game in just a second here. I just want you to think about this. We don't have to tell him anything other than your new job isn't going to allow for it, and I have also begun working a lot more lately. We can say that, and we can just let it be there. But I almost feel like, as his friend, we owe it to him to be honest with him and say there are just things about this that we do not care for. So, yeah. That's the thirsty bitch. For real. No, I have heard enough large dogs. I have heard enough large. It's my new idea for the next pocket masturbator, Jay. That's what we're gonna call it. I can't believe it's not pussy. Is Bad Dragon. So based on the context of your conversation, I'm guessing that Bad Dragon is a company that sells nerd-themed sex toys. It's like furry themed? Huh.
I feel like despite its content, or maybe because of it, that Dragon needs to be used in business classes as an example of like the perfect small business, because like they saw that there was a need, they have the means
Well, I mean, it would have been better if he'd said they saw a void. I'm gonna fill that void.
no, seriously, I mean, like, they do it so wow that the name itself just immediately, like, it's synonymous with power. So, I was like, oh shit, I need to go for this right now. And I'm so glad I did. I was literally like, there's like normal, like, plain retail sex shop toys look so dry. Like, I was like, it's not in fucking color pink, but I must have been for some reason. But they're so gorgeous! Look at it! And like, they reflect so that people craft them and punish us attachments. What else would you tell?
I mean, really. There's an emptiness I need to fill.
They figured out the audience and they gave it back.
Okay, so you guys were headed to chromatography. No.
Okay, yes, we're headed to
Yeah.
we're headed to where we have to stand the west.
Yeah. So, Vandal, if you recall correctly, there was a room that was vaguely lab shaped. It was actually a cluster of them, and it's
Would I recognize the layout and general outlines from things I would have seen in the past? Seen that with capital letters?
oh, no, I know what you mean, but no, no,
I mean, but still,
yeah, it's you know that the lab is, you're not exactly sure where, but you know it's south of the hub.
so never mind, of course, I feel like emotions behind them. Oh, no. It was military. Okay. Don't ask my handle. Sure, right. Yeah, right, right, right. This is a glass store, and, alright, we'll have to see if there's a security guard on the other side.
Um, roll perception alertness.
Just for me, like, these, like, not well lit hallways, or?
Yeah, it's because it's after hours and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't see anybody in the hallway ahead, Dan. But we can talk about it later, Jay. I'm sorry.
yeah, I was just curious. If it's, if after hours and most of the lights are up, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
And where would I know to go?
1 second. You basically know that the lab is one of the rooms. It's either to the west, east, or south. You're not exactly sure which one. You just know that, like, in studying the layout, it all had like a vaguely labby feel to it.
Randomly wiping stuff down as we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Then it's going to point to Roy, point west, point to south, point east, point to Chad, point south, and say, 2 minutes. Back and come back. We're not. Goes west. And Carlos going to grab a squirt bottle and rag off the top.
Vandal. Roll perception alertness before you go through the door. Yeah, but they're glass doors. You can go through them. You've got your security pass.
Okay, spending a willpower since he's on his own. Oh, nice.
You can hear him talking to someone. It seems like he's talking on the phone.
There's a lab technician. This one is a laptop. Well, I wouldn't know. I saw someone in the laptop and someone on the phone. But he doesn't seem like.
No, but he's talking about something. He's talking about a lot of shipments going out, and he's never heard of half of these labs. That's the first thing you hear him say. You don't see anybody. There's nobody around. And Cherry, make a similar roll. Make a perception alertness roll. Sure.
I'm just going to start cleaning off the door. It's reservoirs. And as he does, he's going to pop it open a little bit. You know, just kind of like nudge it as if the
1 second. 1 second. Yeah, for real. Hilarious. That'd be hilarious. Was it bad? I always wanted to see the first cube.
It's an interesting concept, and I enjoyed it for what it was, and then they had to go out and say, we're going to make a second one. And then you had yourself
Hypercube. 1 second. Vandal, it suddenly occurs to you that staying right where you are and not making a sound, which means not cleaning the door, not opening the door, it occurs to you maybe you should just stay here and listen to what you can hear from this guy.
Okay, instead, I want to roll.
Yeah, you are worried. You are suddenly sure. So you just know it in your bones that if you try to open that door, that dude would clam up. And
Now an intuition roll. Okay, so I guess I'll roll perception. Alertness?
no need. You already succeeded 5 times, so I'm just gonna let you know what he. Yeah. I mean, it was one thing when they had us working on one project and they're not telling us exactly what it's for, but now there's two, and we're shipping out to all these labs that I've never heard of. Yeah, it's someplace to the south of here. Hang on. Actually, yeah, pause the game. Something.
As the guy's talking, Benno's gonna pull out his phone, pull out a notepad or something, and type down the notes.
That's a good idea.
I want to give you input on that, but why wouldn't be that? And also, I mean, if the guy comes out to look, it's like, oh, the guy's on his phone. Right,
Yeah. He what the hell is it? No. What? Here we go. Oh. So, no, it's. Okay. He says like, yeah, there's some place out in Orchard Hill. I don't know, like some kind of medical trial, or it's not safe to go to the public yet, or whatever. I mean, the first time I asked, like, yeah, they said they'd moved up to human trials, but then they recanted that, and then I don't know, man. Like, I read this story about how all of the local pet shelters were suddenly completely dry, like no pets to be found, and I'm not saying anything. Yeah, haha, yeah, put the tinfoil hat on me, but I don't know, man. That all just seems kind of weird. Okay, whatever. I got some stuff to finish up here. All right, I'll talk to you later. And then he hangs up.
okay, if Benno sees him hang out, he cuts his phone away, saves the message, cuts his phone away, and starts cleaning the glass.
You actually hear the guy go like, "Huh," and then he turns around, looks at you, sees you cleaning the glass, and he cocks his head a little bit, and he's just like puts his hand over his chest and like takes a deep breath.
Benno gives him an apologetic look in his face.
Cherry, in the room that you have wandered into, you see a lot of equipment, complex mechanical stuff all over the place.
I'm going to presume that was from the front of the thing that we're looking for.
The problem is you don't know what the chromatographer looks like. Well, I mean, There are other ways to find out what a chromatographer looks like. I mean, so you when you Google chromatographer, you see what the device looks like. It does not appear to be in this first room, but just from what I can see, like not the entire room isn't illuminated yet, so you're gonna have to check around and look. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my what? Oh, sorry. This is not the thing you're looking for. Yeah. Yeah. You rolled a perception alertness earlier, Jay? Okay, so you see you've gotten yourself into a storage room, which has a lot of various chemicals in various forms in it. Right. Roll intelligence investigation. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Um, you, yeah. um, you not only find the, you not only find, you not only find the manifest, but there are three chemicals that pop up. Um, you know, there are three names that keep popping up on the various labs um, that they're shipping out to. Okay. Um, one is polysulfone. Yeah. POLYSULFONE. The next one is Rexatol. Yes. Um, and then the last one is Celbusin. Eh, correct. Jamie, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were a drug addict. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you do.
So he sends those names off to Reno.
Okay, she says like I'm still gonna need to know what exactly is in the kiss. Have you found the chromatographer yet?
He comes back. He doesn't know.
Okay.
He's in the story. He just tells Reno what he found.
Okay.
I just know it's me.
Like she says, if you can, like grab a bunch of the active ingredient when you find out what it is with the chromatographer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Cherry, you're still exploring.
Yeah, and yes, since we have interwebs again, I'd like to have a message with Rena and just kind of describe the machine that she's looking at, maybe show me what it is, if it's something that we need to do something with.
You message her, she messaged you back like that's something else, like see if the chromatographer is on the other side of the lab. And your perception alertness roll didn't alert you to anybody else in here, so.
I see, we'll do that. Looks like there's just two little offshoots of one end of the hallway.
Okay, you don't see anything in the offshoots.
Continue right now.
You encounter a Beyonder. No, I'm just playing. Standing in front of no, it's a Beyonder. which is like a beholder, but like so much worse. Yeah. Standing in front of you is the chromatographer.
Knowing that that's what we're looking for and how to get to it, Charlie will go back to the LZ. Get up with Dr. Vandal and
Okay.
yeah, so Ryan going around and looking at the stuff, he's still keeping up the cleaning rules. And in the process of doing that, quote unquote, accidentally leaves a bottle. And then he hurts that as well.
Very.
The only reason I came back was because I'm presuming that the kiss is still in the cards.
Yeah.
Sorry, well, and ran up like 2 minutes, so I can assume that.
Very clever, Jamie.
I'm assuming whenever we talk with Rena, she'll reverse stuff. Like parts of it.
Jay, you cut out.
Sorry. Okay. I'm assuming when we talk with Rena, she, relays the pertinent information, keeps everybody coordinated. So I would guess that Charlie has now seen the 3 names for
Yes, but you guys haven't actually put the kiss into the chromatographer yet.
right, yeah, I'm just for that information.
Yes, sure. If you texted it to everybody or whatever, then yes.
So I'm going to ask, right, what's our next step? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I have to, pull up something that just happened. Whatever happened. Okay, and we can, whatever the rest of, the tribute do, Daniel's gonna follow along and watch and participate
I don't actually anticipate you Vandal being needed for like the next few minutes. So yeah.
Okay, so then does that and kind of rummages in the cloth, and in the course of doing that, takes the piss out and kind of steadily passes it off to Charlie. And Charlie comes it and kind of like points like this way, and it's down the hallway, a little bit this hallway, and to come on the side. Yeah, I mean, we're going to send the hallway to the first set of doors and just keeping an eye out and spread out the door if someone comes. We're doing the first. That's sneaky stuff. Yeah. Like, if there are cameras, here we'll just, yeah. If not, or if they're just not looking in the right place or whatever, like this might delay a guard or something. Yeah. Try's gonna message Rena and just kind of like, because I presume she would never like this thing on.
Well, actually make an intelligence science roll.
She has those things.
Difficulty 7.
Fast forward 5 minutes and like smash cut happens in the future of the whole building. I thought I knew what I was doing. And somehow we got the information.
I knew I should have used fine focus.
The one time I got spun more ball. Which I don't have a box reaction. I just like
Diff 7. Yep.
I swear I listened mostly. Just retaining information.
So yes, you do load the kiss in, and it does appear to accept it, and then the machine does turn on. However, it doesn't appear to be spinning up for some reason. So try an intelligence science roll again, this time difficulty 8. And no willpower this time. Okay, finally you hear like a doodling, and the machine begins to spin up. However, a few seconds in, you start to realize something that causes you concern that grows with each few seconds that goes by. The chromatographer's process is actually kind of loud. And it's getting louder. Wow, that chromatographer, boy, that is louder than you expected. Maybe it's just because it's so quiet in here, but boy, howdy, you sure hope no one is around to hear this chromatographer going on. Yeah. What do you guys do actually? From there, like, yeah, you can certainly hear it. And you're a little bit worried, you know, like, wait, what's going on, and who else is this noise going to attract? Once it starts, it can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. For the life of me. And one of them pulls out a lighter, and he's like,
So what is it? Yeah, I noticed, Vandal, he, runs over to the corner, the hallway, like, towards the hallway where he just was, puts his back up against the corner, and then keeps an eye out at tries to keep an eye out on the other hallways, and definitely don't want to miss it.
Do 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 do.
What keeps pretending to be it?
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The technician looks at Vandal and says, "Hi, what is that sound? Is that you guys?"
Vandal, looks up at him and says, no, that was you.
He says, like, that sounds like it's coming from the lab. Did you guys, you're not spinning up the equipment, are you? And he starts heading towards the lab.
Before he walks by Vandal, he holds out a hand and pushes it, and keeps the guy from looking.
What are you doing? He says.
Then Vandal looks him dead in the eye, and locking eyes with him, and he tells him in a very low, quiet voice, "You don't hear anything." And I'm gonna roll for intimidation.
Difficulty. No, you're right. Difficulty 6. Difficulty 6. Difficulty 6.
Was that a manipulation intimidation?
Yep.
Just pop his pants off. I was going to say that. Because it's less pants and handles. Now I actually have something to clean up.
He flees back into the room. He locks the door. You can hear the door locking behind him. And suddenly, yeah. Perception alertness? Yeah. Dan, difficulty 6 for you. Jamie, difficulty 7 for you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's on the phone to security.
Randall, steps out of the corner, points to Roy, and then points into the room. Does the signal for we gotta go, and then runs back to the glass door and tries to open it.
How? Like, force it open, or?
And it's locked. Hang on. Let me check one thing. And this is where I don't get diplomacy over sky railroads.
Wait, this is why you don't?
I mean, I could have just put him in the back, but this is nothing fun. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, like there was a diplomatic way to do this, and there was a violent way to do this, and you picked this horrible in between path.
Okay, so that guy's like pulling on the door, right?
Mm-hmm. Where he's about to bash it in, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's not enough to pull his keys.
Mm-hmm.
I got his pocket and tossed him the window. Because on his keys was like an emergency like glass punch getting out of a car. That's that glass punch. So he tosses like, I mean, it's a small key ring, so he just tosses over. There's other stuff, laser pointer and stuff on it. If it comes up, I can go to. Like, there's actually a mini fry bar. Gotcha. Whatever. And then goes back to it. Randall just like smashes. He doesn't really catch on that there's a glass breaker. He just kind of smashes all the keys out against the window.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be the laser pointer busted, the compass busted.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. So Vandal. No, you can't. Yeah. Strength, brawl, difficulty 9 to get through the door. Cherry, by the way, the chromatographer appears to be it's got a countdown, and it's at like 30 seconds. Vandal manages to open the door just wide enough to squeeze through. Ah! Help me! Help me! You hear him scream into the phone. Strength, melee, difficulty 6. Not even gonna. Was that 2 successes?
2 successes, SAP is +1 bashing. Strength.
He's stunned. You could get the phone away from him. Yeah, I was thinking exactly that. Negative, we got a reactor leak down here. Yeah.
Shooting the phone and then chuckling to himself because the big kid about to mess up with a joke. He's like, haha, oh wow, this is great. This is the man who's too much to quite get it. Alright. Oh man.
15 seconds.
Is there like an alarm going off or something?
No, there's not. 15 seconds.
That's a terrible thing. Okay.
Yeah. Roy, perception alertness. You hear footsteps coming down the hall, and they sound like they're in a hurry.
Oh. Yeah. Some fun. Alright, so we close the crack. Back around to the side. Try to peek out to see.
Dex stealth. There's actually like a little mirrored surface on the cart that you can use. And you can do that little trick. So you hear somebody, as soon as you stick your hand out to sort of do the mirror thing, you stick it out a little too far. And the guy says, "Hey!" You're kidding.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. We're going into the cabinet, and into the bag, and takes out and tries to pawn if it can, as much as it can. He's got a handheld stun gun.
Okay.
So he grabs that and hands it out. Right around the corner. And when the guy presses himself back, and when the guy comes around the corner, he's going to get him with the stun gun.
Okay. Well, so yeah, I gotcha. Let me. All right, roll initiative. Yeah, you might as well. Roll it again, Jamie. You're a little far away at this point, yeah. Okay, so it should be wow. It should be Vandal, then Roy, then the security guard. He's conscious, but he's like on the floor, just kind of like weakly putting his hands up, and he's like kicking out with his feet, like, get away. But he's not coordinated at all.
Vandal reaches down, grabs him by the front of his jacket, and gets in his face. Says, if you want to make an out of this world, you fail confront your head. So hurry!
Actually, roll for he's already intimidated. Roll for wit stealth. Gotcha. Yeah. No worries. So as soon as you say you hear me, you immediately hear in response from outside the room, like, "Who's there? Who said that?" Yeah, it's Paul.
Lionel Powell's over his shoulder. It's like, hey, Powell is in here. He finally bumped his head.
So the security guard says, like, all right, who's around the corner? Of course, Roy, you actually have the. I mean, he could speak, but he couldn't really do an action, so you still have the jump on this guy.
Okay. Has he like come down the hall and around the corner?
He's like walking down the court, but he's actually like poised right here because he knows you're there, and you can hear a rustling, like a hand reaching into a coat pocket. All right, I guess it'd be Dex melee. Difficulty 6. For now, that you know of. And the funny thing is, all you had to say was like, she's vacuuming. You could have, yeah. The kind of vacuum that they, okay. Yeah, I get it, man. You make contact with him, and yeah, exactly. Roll me, gosh, just, I don't know, 4 damage dice. Yeah, that sounds about right. This is just to see like how long he stays down. For your first hit, I mean, in theory, you could just keep like. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's down for a few turns. And he's sort of like writhing there. His hand is still in his coat pocket, and you can only assume he's going for a gun.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, you managed to get the gun away from him. Yeah. he texts to Vandal like, "These are your loose ends. I'm just tying them up." Ding! The chromatographer finishes, and it prints out like like on the screen. There's like a list of things. It's not very long. There's like a couple lines actually have question marks. One of them says hemoglobin, and the other says Rexitol.
And then tells it back to she presumes the other two are. She can't say that.
And now when you do get into this like little hub here, you see Roy on top of a guy stun gunning the crap out of him. Yeah.
Okay. What happened? Like, how does that go into this? Right. Nothing but a hand like waving that question her. And like the latch it just came from, and then there's a question just like urgent. What? I did what Lorna asked. She started making a bunch of noise, but I printed out those things. I mean, I'm presuming this is what she needed. hemoglobin and Lexapro. Okay, it matches the fingers and points over to says Lexapro, and then points over to the storage room. Because, like, if one is giving them filled in, like, he would know then that that's what he found that information. And I'm trying not to, like, put the plan out there, but, like, what role would cover his part, so I'm trying to.
What?
I'm trying to, like, survey.
Totally. So. Yes. Yeah. Do wits expression. Yeah. Difficulty 6. Yeah, man. I mean, what are you doing? You're like you're beating up the world's biggest nerd. Like, what are you doing right now? Oh, you find none of those things. Yes. I'm very afraid of what he's gonna do with the belt. He undoes the belt and starts jacking the guy off, and he's like, "All right, vinegar didn't work. I'm gonna try a little honey." I mean, okay, that's I. Then yes, yes.
That's what we need to do. Save this expression, Miles, and like it pointed to where you went, right? Yeah, it pointed back to the
Uh,
west.
wits investigation, Cherry. Difficulty 8 because you're in a bit of a panic. You can use willpower for this one. You managed to grab. You managed to grab 3 boxes of Rexatol, and they. No, they're more like. They're a bit smaller than shoe boxes. Yeah.
I should, stack them up, like, two in one arm, just kind of holding the other, and one spot, and kind of once that roll, like, this, right? Like, boom! Just like the car. He steps them into the cabinet, kind of where everything else is kind of hidden.
Okay.
Can I, as part of that same expression, try to combine everything?
Make another one. Difficulty 6. But I So Vandal, I'm yeah. Yeah.
When she's got it open, he's like snapping his finger and pointing to the fire. Okay, I don't know which way she's facing in relation to the fire, but just kind of like looks up over it when it snaps, and puts the boxes in there, grabs up, looks at him like, okay, now what do you need? It motions to himself with it. It says it's talking about, yeah, trust.
All right.
Was I successful in pulling the guy's belt back and turning the transformers back with it?
I don't even know what kind of role that would be. I guess Dex crafts difficulty 9 because a leather belt is not built for that kind of thing.
Okay,
um, while you're attempting to tie this guy up, his hand slips out and he punches you in the balls. In the balls. You no, he doesn't have body control. No, yeah. Difficulty 8 because it's -2. You can your soak roll is difficulty 8. Oh, actually, I should do a damage roll, shouldn't I? Just me. For this case, they do. Okay, so no. But yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So he deals you no damage. Actually, it hurts, but you don't. It hurts and you are angered, but you don't go down. Yeah, but you don't tie him up. He's actually made it to the door.
Okay, in response, I went up behind him and hit him in the head with my sack.
Dex melee. What is this? And add a bonus die because add 2 bonus dice because you're attacking him from behind.
So, bonus dice. Difficulty 6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Add 5. No, add 5 successes to your damage dice pool. You really can't.
It just swings the shot, and it shows the glass door from the other side, and there's just a spray of red.
Honestly, like that was such a great description. I'm 3. His head hits the glass, and he goes down, but upon like taking his pulse, he's still breathing. So yeah, he's down. All just working late, trying to get overtime to support his. So I'm not even going to make you roll an intuition roll or anything, but it's probably a good idea for you guys to get the fuck out of there. The security guard goes limp, by the way. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You hear from the guard's walkie-talkie around his belt, like, "Hey, Pete, everything okay up there?" uh, all right, what happened? As you walk away, you can hear the walkie going like, "Pete, Pete, come back." All right, and okay, and wow, I can't believe it. Yeah, you make it to the yeah. Rena. Rena asks if you guys remember to grab the tablet from the server room. She says, it's no big deal, I'll wipe it, but god damn it, those things don't grow on trees. She's like, I'm already on it. Jesus Christ, you guys, really? I'm just reviewing all this footage, and like she goes off into a rant about, stealth and all that bullshit. Yeah, no, there's not. Okay. Kendra, you ready to do this? Anybody need a bio break or whatever? Okay. So, on the way to the gala, I don't know, who do you prefer to drive? That's fine. Okay. So he's asking Becky questions like, all right, I'm going to say my name is Daniel Beach. How do we meet?
I don't honestly know if we'll ask this personal questions to Matthew Gray, man. I don't think you understand my dad. He's not going to care really who I'm seeing so much as who I'm seeing. So it's just a matter of how important you are.
So, background, and he like makes the symbol for, the hand symbol for money. Gotcha. Okay. I don't know. We met at a club, a party, friends of friends kind of thing.
Yeah, and you are the son of Phil, because that's going to be the fucking matter. It's like all family, everyone, culture.
See, I kind of went with something. I wanted to go with like a nouveau riche kind of thing because I don't want him looking into my actual background and, finding out A, either who I really am, or B, who I'm not, and then being like, what just happened? So I'm gonna tell him like, I developed this app. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling him develop an app. Sounds fantastic. All right. What else do I need to know?
Just that I didn't think my father was somebody capable of this, but it's really hard for me to swallow that he doesn't know what's going on as an company. I need to figure this out if he knows or if he doesn't know what it is he's involved in.
Okay. Look, Vandal might have told you I don't exactly get along with vampires, and I'm definitely not thrilled about the idea of vampire blood being passed off as a street drug. But what about the other thing? Like, what if your dad really is working on something to suppress vampires' darker urges? I mean, that's got to count for something, right?
The profit of one outlier?
Look, we don't even know if he's for sure the one behind that, but
no, we don't. But that's what we're going to find out.
Okay. Look, you're in charge on this one, so I'll back you up no matter what.
Well, such a handsome bat. Something for that. What's that?
Yeah, here we come. So you guys get to the guard post. security guard shack thing, with the arm. Uh, Guy asks for your invitations, and Travis hands the guy your invites, and the security guard motions you to valet parking. You hand off the car and you make your way inside, and there's people around dancing and stuff, and you see people on the dance floor. You see people just like hanging out and talking. Um, so go ahead and roll perception alertness difficulty 8, just because it's a crowded place and it's really noisy.
I'm sorry, what was difficulty 6?
Difficulty 8.
I don't know why that's good. Success.
So, after looking around a little bit, you spot. Sorry, one moment. What the heck? You spot your father, who I don't know if you can see the green ring that just went. Okay. And he is talking with someone. And all of a sudden, you are. You've always got second sight up, but now it really starts to like. Your vision becomes really sharp, and the hairs all over your body stand on end. I mean, not the hair on top of your head. You don't go Super Saiyan or anything like that. Just, yeah. Yeah. But it's like, you just, the word beware, like burns itself into the front of your head, and your vision is like locked on, not to your father, but to the guy he's talking to. And roll, uh, hmm. Oh yeah. Uh, Roll perception, just perception, and then give yourself 3 bonus dice. Uh, Difficulty 7. Talking with your father is a man in a dark coat and a dark shirt. He's very pale, and even from here, you can see, because of your second sight, you can see this is a supernatural. But once you start looking at him for a few more seconds, with each second that goes by, you just can't help but think, haven't I seen this guy before? And then all of a sudden, you are transported back to a storage facility a few months ago with an ominous figure looking down at you like you were prey. Standing there in the corner of the room, talking to your father, is John Delacourt.
A couple of steps behind Travis so that my out of his line of sight, and it looks like we're not stuck behind the wall here.
If you step behind Travis, then yeah, no one's gonna see you. There's like a bunch of people milling around.
I don't believe I can control that.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. Damn it. Hey. Neither do I. What? Oh my god. Did I make... because I put them on the map layer. Because I'm dumb. Dumb as hell. Now try. Travis is like, what? What?
So I told him, kind of whispered that it's a good thing I didn't bring Shay. Racial boundaries aside.
What?
Teleport. Did they tell you about any of this?
I know the name, yeah, but which one?
We obviously got that talking to my dad. Although I know my dad is a little bit of a stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Travis is like, hang on, let me flip on the... He closes his eyes for a moment, seeming to concentrate, and then he opens them again, and he looks back at where you guys are looking, and he says, oh yeah, I see him. Okay. You've encountered that guy before, right?
Yeah, the situation. He's the one that got Jay in that weird adventure servitude situation with his dead wife or girlfriend or crazy wife, whatever. He's the one from the vampire show. And he's sitting here talking straight to my dad. They're not even hiding it. He's not even worried.
Who would they be hiding it from? I mean, your dad doesn't even know about your nightlife.
The Delacortes are hiding, which means he's not afraid of photographers. My dad's a huge socialite.
Vampires tend to move in circles like this. Well, some vampires. If Delacorte's the way Vandal described him to me, yeah, he definitely seems like the kind of guy who would do this.
And more importantly, he might know who I am. I don't know if Derek Harris knows the full vampire, especially in the situation that we met.
Okay. So we need to talk to your dad without Delacorte seeing you.
If there's any way you can draw him out,
Maybe. Let me see what I can do. Oh my god. Oh. Travis Travis reaches into his coat and pulls out a foghorn. and he and he blasts on it, and he's hey man, Travis is rich and he doesn't fuck around. All right. And then as soon as the foghorn's done sounding, he screams, "Holy shit! It's Buffy Summers!" um. Well. Okay. You know what? And then go ahead.
Well, let me try to butter you up. We'll call Dad over and we can talk about our family issues. Yay. Serious family conversation in the middle of it now. I thought I was what we want. Actually, you know. Well, let me tell you what we like. Dramatic in front of camera.
How many successes you get?
One.
It takes you a moment, but you manage to spot your mother. Not very far from you, actually. She is talking up a couple of other wealthy socialites, and it looks like they've got quite a few drinks between them. It seems.
I make my way to the golf Travis's arms with him. So that got my back turned to my dad.
And right.
And Mom's
Right. As you approach, you see your mom's eyes kind of go wide, and then she covers this by taking. She finishes her martini, and I don't mean like there was a little bit left. I mean she starts and finishes her martini in the same sip upon seeing you, and says, "Rebecca, I had no idea you'd be attending. Why didn't you call?"
Well, last minute change of plans, but there's always time for family, right, Mom?
Well, of course, dear. Oh my God, I haven't seen you. And Martin, Mandy, this is my daughter, Rebecca. And then as soon as she does that like little feeble introduction, she goes up to hug you. Yeah, just seems like the kind of thing you'd do. Yeah. And then she asks, and who is this handsome gentleman here?
Mom, this is Mr. Beach.
Daniel, please, Mrs. Rollins. It's an honor to meet you. Oh, please, call me Louise. She giggles like at her at her awkward rhyme. Yeah. I am attempting. Yes, this is why I have to get like whatever. This is something every DM has to do. Yep. She's like, well, Becky certainly knows how to pick her plus ones. Travis blushes, and yeah, I'm just gonna. They like make small talk until you butt in with whatever. Yeah. I mean, Travis can small talk all night, but he knows that Becky's a woman on a mission.
I don't want to know that process. I really want to talk to you. Do you think there's any way you can get into the side and we can just sit down?
Oh, honey, of course. Your father, I really wish you had called ahead. I mean, I'm not saying he won't be happy to. Would you excuse us just a moment, Daniel? And Travis looks at you like, you gonna be all right?
I'm definitely okay, but kind of, a little bit of like a keep eyes if I can.
Right on. And he nods. And then she leads you over here. And Travis like looks over there, keeping an eye on stuff. Yes, honey. Is everything okay? You're not out of money or anything, are you? I don't see how you could be.
No, it's nothing like that. I don't know. I got some family going through whatever it was. We've been dealing with the last 2 years, and I'm not Daniel, and he's a really grounded guy, and I just gotta get started on things and kind of make up for what I did to the family. Not such was apologizing and talking to Dad.
He will be delighted. I'm so, oh my God. And she just abandons decorum for like half a second and like throws her arms around your neck. And she's like, I'm so happy to have you back. You're really back. You're not gonna just run away to Canada again. You were in Canada? What was in Canada?
Oh, I'm so sad. I needed a friend.
She looks at you and she says, like, kind of with a very blank expression, and then all of a sudden she closes her eyes and nods, like, very deep, dear. I understand. We all have to go on journeys of self-discovery. And she's like snapping at the bartender. Um, you get the feeling that while she is happy to see you, she is not mother of the year and is really feeling a need to pound back the martinis to be able to deal with this. We all have to go on our journeys of self-discovery, and I'm just so happy that yours has led you back to us. And things are going to be different now, Becky. Everything is going to be fine, and we'll talk to your father. And I'll talk to him. We'll smooth everything over. You're not in trouble or anything, right? You're okay.
No, I'm not.
You, okay. The way you said you're not in trouble, is someone in trouble? Is Daniel in trouble?
No. Well, I just want to make sure everything's good at home. It's good with you guys. It's been too long.
Everything's fine. Then the way she,
it's like a Donald Glover with her.
yeah, exactly. And you kind of pick up on that, like the her facial expression, and she makes the word fine drag on just a little too long.
I make like an empathy check to read all my into that.
Yeah.
Manipulation.
A perception, empathy, yeah.
Everything was not. Meanwhile, back on the floor.
Or no, just do it in like, oh my god, Ron Howard's voice. Like, actually, everything wasn't fine. So you don't know what it's about, but your mom, you get the sense that this is a little bit more than just your mom doesn't know how to take you coming back. It's almost like it's almost like she wants to get you out of here, and she's like, I don't know, like, what is going on, why are you here, kind of thing. Not in a mean way, not in a, I don't want to deal with this way. I mean, you can keep asking her questions. Sure. And I mean, if your RP brain just isn't working for you, you can also do like you can also just tell me what your goal is, and then we'll roll it, and then we'll see what happens.
I would very much rather go get my dad away from Delacroix and back over to me. That's why I'm doing it. Like, I want her to be the one to all the same.
Then you're gonna need a manipulation something. Let me just possibly subterfuge, but hang on.
Probably depends on how you're doing it. Intimidation.
No, Dan, not. Oh my god.
Well, if you're trying to get her to do it, like, it sounds like you're kind of doing an emotional appeal. You could probably like use empathy or leadership even. Leadership.
Actually, you could use performance.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you're sort of like, you're not deceiving your mom, but you could sell the whole like, Mom, I need to see Dad. No, it'd be manipulation performance. Yeah. And difficulty 5 because your mom is a little drunk. I mean, when you say it, it sounds bad. Yeah, there's no. Yep. Yeah. Was that 3 successes for that? She yeah, she looks at you and she says, "Oh, sweetie, of course, of course. Let me go." And she looks over at him and she says, "Look, why don't you and Daniel make your way to the bar and then I will come get you. And we'll all have a nice talk."
Thanks, Mom.
Of course, sweetie. And she like caresses your cheek before she walks off. And she goes to talk to them. Travis comes up to you and she says, "All right, what are we doing?"
I'm gonna go get my dad. Hopefully, brings you mother without cell phone, which means we'll be able to talk to him. Stuff like
Okay. Do you want to, I don't know, walk further away just so they, don't accidentally turn their heads over in this direction? And
yeah, no, we need that about that. I'm gonna try and make this dramatic enough for my dad, but want to say that people can see it.
okay, I'm following you.
And bye.
Please don't say that. Okay. Um. Do
I thought exactly what I said at that point. They're like, so do you call Lara the pedestal, or is that not a thing you guys are into?
is that something? Is that something you actually say to him?
Yeah, I feel like the vibe section is a little bit of a quiet now, like she's having a private startup.
She, like, he looks at you and says, like, "Dude, like, say whatever you want about me, but come on."
I just want to make sure I didn't get on this was a bad as well.
It, like, Travis actually has to stifle a laugh. He says, "No, that would never cross my mind. No offense."
That's professional. Travis gets like a really frustrated look on his face and just yells like,
No, it's actually more like he actually moonwalks out of the room. No, it's more like when she says the whole like, "I don't want you to get this idea in your head like this is an actual date." Like, Travis actually looks visibly offended. It's like, no, God, no. I mean, hell no. Yeah, yeah. And he like nudges her with his elbow. Like, it's all it's all in fun. But seriously, like, even if you were the last woman on Earth. So they go over to the wow, this map has everything but an obvious bar. So I'm just going to assume yeah, I'm just going to assume that this stone structure with gargoyles is something vaguely bar-like. I have no, dude, they're so vague. They're so vague. Yeah. You know what?
Sounds lucky.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. So roll. So roll. Dex stealth. Uh, difficulty 5. Okay. You get that flare up from your forewarn edge again, just in time to grab Travis and like position him between you and Delacourt. But you can sort of like feel Delacourt's gaze just sort of sweep the room. He just barely misses you. And then after a few moments, yeah, you notice that your father and your mother walk away, leaving Delacourt to sort of um, he's just sort of mingling with people around there. That's actually kind of brilliant. He's one of those he's one of those vampires who put dots into being able to eat human food without an adverse physiological reaction. He's just like, I fucking love pigs in a blanket. more more than I love killing my enemies and political power. I fucking love Cheetos. Like sometimes I'll just like empty a virgin's throat into a goblet and then I'll crumble some Cheetos in there. So, your father comes up and he says, Rebecca, it's been too long. And puts, he very robotically puts his arms out, um, motioning for a hug. Gosh. Security. Security. Dex security. Difficulty 7. Wow, she thinks her father's gonna get her. That's amazing. Nobody's gonna get Travis. People like Travis too much. What? No, Daddy is decidedly not packing heat, and you managed to detect that without him detecting what you're doing. Okay, so he's not armed, and he. Inconceivable. That's what I. That's what I wished you were. Anyway, so Travis like gives you like the slightest of nods. Um, uh,
this is Mr. Bates.
Hi, Mr. Rollins. Please, Daniel. It's such an honor to meet you. Uh, and he smiles very curtly at Travis and says, "So, Rebecca, what brings you here?"
Uh, segue. Okay. My behavior the last 2 years, what I've put you and mom and the family through, and I wanted to make amends, so I came back to apologize.
You picked a very strange time. What brought this on? I'm sorry. Louise, would you mind showing Mr. Um, and he does not remember at all. Beach, and Louise just like kind of takes Travis by the elbow and leads him to the dance floor. And he says, like, a few weeks ago you were in Canada, and now you're here apologizing. I believe the last time we spoke, you said something to the equivalent of "go screw myself."
Again, I'm sorry. I spent some time alone. Um, more alone than I think I've ever been in my life. It made me realize that I have been wasting a lot of opportunities given to me, and that I had nobody but myself to blame for that, and that running from my problems isn't going to solve anything. So I need to come home. And check the Pearsons out.
He looks at you. He looks at you, and like his expression does not change, and he says, "What exactly are you hoping for, Rebecca? You want to go back to school? That's fine. Just email my secretary, and we can work all of that out."
I wanted chance to earn your respect. Yeah, for the first time, what you would be, and I'm not entirely sure if I even had it to last it, but I do want that. I want a chance to help the family. I want a chance to help build this business.
Perception, empathy, difficulty 8.
What age?
Your father's a gargoyle, man.
Yeah,
your father be- your father begins to speak, and you can detect this. His voice cracks, but only for like a nanosecond. He's just like, I, you never, you always had my respect, Rebecca. I, there are a lot of different kinds of parents in the world. Some are, and a lot of different kinds of families. Some are rich in love and spirituality and togetherness, and some are materialistically rich. The kind of family that never lets each other down financially. You never wanted for anything financially. I'm very aware of my shortcomings in other areas. I'm not saying that there's nothing I can do about that now. The past is the past, and I'm not saying I'll ever be a particularly warm and loving person, but you're my daughter, and I'm not going to let anything happen to you or anyone else in this family. You don't need my approval. You never did. Rebecca, if there's nothing specific you want, or if you. I honestly can't believe you, given your past, would want anything to do with the company or with the family, but if that really is what you desire, then we can set a date to talk about that later. But right now, I'm not really at liberty to discuss my business deals, but things are in a very sensitive position right now, and I can't have any distractions, and I can't afford to worry about you.
Why would you worry about me for me just being here?
Rebecca, there are things when you practice business at the level that I do, there are dangers you could never conceive of. I may not be Father of the Year. I may not be Father of the Minute, but I will never purposely put you in harm's way or allow you to stand in harm's way while there is something I can do about it.
God, let me help. Let me help. I can't possibly have that kind of pull over you. At this point, she's kind of living her life on the cover.
Rebecca, I appreciate and I can tell you're being sincere, but this this is not something you can help with.
She reaches out and grabs his arm with a nice firm grip. And asks him, what do you know about Kiss that I don't?
His eye his eyes about pop out of his head. He says, "Where did you hear about that?"
Let me help you.
He looks around and he says, "I've been gone too long. I can't keep him waiting.
Okay, why can we talk safely?
There's your phone number. Give it to me.
She does.
I'll call you. Rebecca, this is not. Listen, I appreciate the offer, and I know you'll never believe me when I say this, but I do care about you. I do love you. You're my daughter. I need you to get out of town and not come back until I say it's clear."
I'll try that.
All right, go. And then he walks away without another word.
But he talks about what the titles play out as like sport.
Jump, jive, and whale ends, and and um,
Put your mom down.
yeah, and then Mr. Steal Your Girl starts playing, and then he no he looks around for you, and then your dad comes and gets your mom. He doesn't say anything to Travis, and Travis is just kind of like whatever. He looks for you, and he joins up with you, and he's like, "Hey, everything okay?"
Yeah, so, I guess when she ends it, I thought the problem is that last match last night.
Look, um, I'm sorry, but your mom just has experience that you don't, and there's something about crow's feet that just does it for me. Okay. You sure you don't want to? And like he does this very like subtle like stake through the heart motion, but he just makes it look like he's trying to jerk his chest off.
I'm having a hard time imagining that. Yeah, it's jerking your chest off.
Yeah, you know. Imagine your pectoral just grew a dick and you're jerking it off. What? Starts fapping. Except it was her lap. Yeah. It's one of the greatest sight gags in TV history. I have to give it to him. Yeah. Okay, so I guess you guys leave. Do you head back to the to Roy's place or?
I picked Roy kind of quick summary of what just happened. God knows, seemingly underdressed, gave me my number, he'll get in touch later when he's free, and then Derek left with him. So, with all of that information and with everything that went on, at half of it, Roy texts back, are you okay? No, I. That's back to them. And with that, we will talk about him back to the house.
Okay. We are pretty much at closing, guys. We're gonna end there, unless you guys have any further questions or comments.
It seems like a good spot, and then look up or something. Hey, birthday next time.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be like. Yeah. It'll be quite a. It won't be a plot dump so much as like a connect the dots kind of thing. It shouldn't take all session though.
Yeah, good emotional and
Thank you.
yeah, well done, guys.
Yeah. And Jay, you won't know anything regarding your schedule for a while, I assume.
I honestly don't know. It's I'm like everything I've been told is basically to wait for people to tell me stuff. But I don't know if that means they're going to start, because it's radiation and chemo, and it's going to be like a 6-week thing when it starts. But I don't know if they're going to go, here, we're going to start it in a week, or if they're going to go, here, we're going to start it in a month.
I see.
I have no idea what to expect.
So sort of and
Week to week with me.
I understand. Okay, so for now, we'll just operate as though we continue to we plan to continue on Monday.
Yeah, as soon as I know anything, I'll let you.
Yeah. And like I said in the text in the group chat, guys, I'm not going to I'm not going to try to cram material into sessions and just try to rush through the end. I realize we have scheduling difficulties and stuff. But don't worry. There's still not a whole hell of a lot left. We are approaching the end. I just don't want to rush it and not have it be as enjoyable. I thought tonight I had a lot of fun with tonight. Yeah. I gotta say, like, I kind of knew that was how it could go, but you guys were making such great avoid the guards rolls. Like basically every time you entered a new room, I would roll a die to see like if you encountered or not. And for the most part, you guys were just like flying through those. And like every so often, you know, you'd encounter a guy, but he'd have no reason to suspect you immediately. And you guys played it off like, yep, we're the cleaners, do. And then all of a sudden, I mean, I always knew the chromatographer was going to make a lot of noise. Well, hell, that was a side quest. I didn't even know if you guys would go for that or not. I knew it would make a lot of noise if you did, and I was like, "There's still there are ways they can play this off, or there are ways they can dampen the sound." Yeah, but Vandal absolutely went the orc route and went like, "You do not see Grog." That is, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I tonight it did really go very well. He's just like beating this poor guy with a sap, and you're like stun gunning this other guy. I mean, you could say that that nut tap was like gave Vandal the extra strength he needed to actually knock him unconscious. Ooh, I hadn't even thought of that. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to like tonight. Yeah, Roy has flashbacks. Yeah, Roy, you gain a derangement. Sorry. I know. That's... It's not a bad idea. Oh, everybody get 4. Yeah. Let me see here. Uh, all right. Kendra, you get 5 XP. Did you guys make sure to click down your willpower as yeah, for every time you get 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, you guys get a willpower point back. Yeah. What was your nature again?
but the main is how you present yourself. Make sure it's
Yeah.
It will help. We're not doing nothing about taking commands or zombies, so.
Yeah, and besides, like you came out of that particular situation very harrowed.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got ambushed by that situation. Punched him.
by a guy named Cockknocker.
Just trying to think of like any other possible time in either campaign or even in like Randall's backstory where he ever would have gotten knocked in the balls, and I just can't think of. I'll think about it. I'm everything. Yeah.
Definitely not the last though.
Never miss people.
Oh yeah. You're actually not wrong. That would be the perfect justification to start down the path.
I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll trade XP to put that in. Yeah.
You're gonna be like those monks who can just get like kicked in the balls over and over and over again and never flinch.
No, I think things back to Game of Thrones. I'm going to be like, pass. No, Virgil. Yeah, Captain the Trash over.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
I mean, hopefully I don't take it that far, but I mean,
No, all that happens is like someone kicks Vandal in the balls really hard, and all that happens is his eyes are now permanently just like a little bit bulged out. It's the eye bulge thing actually adds +2 to intimidation rolls, but it subtracts 2 from every other social roll. Because everybody's just like, God damn, that dude is intense.
next time you get stuck to the balls, it immediately gets to the earth. He just grabs the person by the
It's such a great scene. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Yep. Night.